Hi and Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Nora from Datuk Muhammad Rizal. I am from the FE1B. My matrix number is LG2402102. Today we are diving into a topic that affects millions globally, which is drug abuse. It's a complex issue that doesn't just harm individuals, but families, communities, and entire societies. From addiction to mental health challenges, to the far-reaching social and economic impacts, the ripple effect of drug abuse is profound. Our goal today is not just to understand what drug abuse is, but to explore more about drug abuse. Next. First of all, let's take a look at the definition of drugs. Drug is any chemical substances other than a nutrient or an essential dietary ingredient which, when administered to a living organism, produce biological effects. Next, so what does drug abuse mean? Drug abuse means the use of illegal drugs or the use of prescription or over-the-counter drugs for purpose other than those for which they are meant to be used or in excessive amount. Next, this is some of the signs of drug abuse. The sign of drug abuse is change in appearances. Why drug abuse can change someone's appearances? This is because drug abuse can negatively affect physical health, such as leading to weight loss. Another sign is withdrawal in social activities. As individuals become more focused on using drugs, they may withdraw from friends, family, and social engagement. This isolation often seen from prioritization, substance use over social activities. Next, lack of motivation. This is because of the focus of drug use. The compulsion to seek and use drug often take precedence over other activities, leading to a narrow focus and reduced motivation for non-drug related activities. Lastly, sign of drug abuse that we can find in someone is changes in daily routines. This is because of prioritization of drug use. The need to obtain and use drug often becomes the primary focus, pushing aside regular activity like work, school, or hobbies. For example, a person might set their alarm earlier to have time to use drug before getting ready for work, effectively prioritizing their drug use over their works. Let's move on to the next slide. Here are some types of drug commonly abused. One of the drug commonly abused is depressants such as alcohol, benzodiazepines, and barbiturates. This substance can lead to impaired coordination. Other than that, stimulants like cocaine, methamphetamine, amphetamine, and ecstasy. This can alter perception, visual and auditory hallucination, and changes in mood. Other than that, next, other than that is hallucinogen. LSD, which is stand for lysergic acid diethylamide, psilocybin, which also known as magic mushroom, and PCP, phencyclidine. The effect from the substance is increased energy and heart rate that lead to anxiety. Lastly is inhalant, which is glue, paint thinners, aerosol spray, and nitrous oxide. Inhalant can cause short-term effect on cognitive and long-term damage to organs. So that are some of the drug commonly abuse. Next, let's go to the causes of drug abuse. Causes of drug abuse is low self-esteem. What means by low self-esteem? Low self-esteem refers to a negative evaluation of oneself and a lack of confidence in one's worth of abilities. People with low self-esteem may avoid challenges, have difficulty accepting compliments, and struggles with relationships. Next, Next is peer pressure. Peer pressure is the influence exerted by a peer encourages individuals to change their attitudes, values, or behavior to fit in with the group. For example, you might feel pressure to try drugs, even if you don't really want to. Next, other than that, availability of drugs. Availability of drugs refer to how easily accessible various substances such as prescription medications, illicit drugs, or alcohol are to individuals. This is because of easy access to drugs, whether through prescription or illegal means. This can increase the likelihood of drug abuse. Next. In addition, causes of drug abuse is coping with pain. Coping with pain refer to the strategies and methods individuals use to manage and alleviate physical or emotional pain. This is because of their poor coping skills. Individuals may not have developed healthy coping strategies, making substance an attractive option when facing pain. For example, individuals suffering from long-term pain may turn to drugs for relief the pain. Lastly, insufficient knowledge. Insufficient knowledge about drug abuse is a lack of understanding or awareness regarding the nature, effects, risks, and consequences of drug use. People may underestimate how easily they can become dependent on drugs. Now let's move on to the effect of drug abuse. Before that, let's watch a short video about the effects of drug abuse.
Are you affected by drug use? Is it impacting those around you? Addiction is a brain disease that affects about 10% of the population. The problem is, everyone else does not understand what addicts go through every day. Addiction is not a moral failing. Are you affected by drug use? Is it impacting those around you? Addiction is a brain disease that affects about 10% of the population. The problem is, everyone else does not understand what addicts go through every day. Addiction is not a moral failing, it is a health issue. You don't want to become addicted, just as you wouldn't want to get cancer. You may struggle to deal with stress or intense emotions, and use drugs or alcohol as a coping mechanism. Or you may try drugs just to experience new things. But an addict can't stop, and you end up using more and more. You're then caught in the cycle of addiction. Soon come the consequences of your drug use. Your relationships begin to suffer. Your finances take a hit. Your career is affected. Your mental health deteriorates. You may feel depressed or anxious. You may have legal issues. You may have been arrested. What began as relief now creates pain. You're at crisis point, so you turn back to drugs for more relief. And the cycle continues, but gets worse and worse. Don't let it keep tearing your life apart. Talk to the Hayley Clinic Queensland today.
So, the effects of drug abuse is health problems. Health problems such as cardiovascular issues, symptoms like methamphetamine or cocaine can raise heart attacks, can raise heart rate and blood pressure, leading to heart attacks. For instance, a young adult might feel invisible while using drug at practice, but they could be putting themselves at risk for a heart attack without realizing it. Next. Other than that, drug abuse can affect mental health. It can cause mental health disorder. A mental health disorder related to drug abuse refers to a range of psychological conditions that arise from or are exacerbated by the use of psychoactive substances. They might be facing anxiety or depression, psychosis, and social isolation. Moreover, effect of drug abuse is legal issues. This is because drug abuse leads to disruptive behavior in public spaces, resulting in arrest for offenses such as disorderly conduct. For example, someone under the influence become aggressive or loud in public area, they might be detained by police. Lastly, financial problem. Drug abuse can lead to significant financial problem for several reasons. One of the reasons is cost of drugs. Regularly purchasing drugs can become very expensive. For example, someone who is addicted to a drug might spend a large amount of their income to buy it. Thus, they will be neglecting other expenses such as rent and bills. Now let's look at the strategies for preventing drug abuse. First is education and awareness. By focusing on education and awareness, communities can empower individuals with knowledge, reduce stigma, and foster an environment that promotes a healthy choice. For example, schools and community organizations can implement educational programs that teach students about the risks and effects of drug abuse. Also, counseling and therapy can help in preventing drug abuse. Counselors provide education about the risks and consequences of drug abuse, helping individuals understanding the potential impact on their lives and health. While therapy provides a structured environment for setting and achieving personal goals, promoting accountability and motivation to stay drug-free. Overall, counseling and therapy are effective preventive measures against drug abuse, providing individuals with tools and support they need to make informed choices and develop healthier lifestyle. Other than that is stress management. Stress management can help in coping skill development. This is because learning effective stress management techniques helps individuals cope with life challenges without resorting to drug use. Lastly is early intervention. Early intervention is crucial in preventing drug abuse because it addresses potential issues before they escalate into more serious problems. By identifying at-risk individuals and providing support and resources early on, we can mitigate the factors that contribute to substance use. By intervening early, we create opportunities for positive change and help individuals navigate challenges without resorting to the drug abuse. Next. Other than prevent the drug abuse, there is also a treatment option for drug abuse. Treatment option for drug abuse includes various methods to help people overcome addiction. Some of the treatment options is inpatient rehabilitation, output rehabilitation, and holistic and alternative therapies. Inpatient rehabilitation refers to a structured treatment program for individuals struggling with drug addiction, where they stay at a facility for a specific period. During this time, patients receive round-the-clock care, medical support, and access to therapy and counseling. The immersive environment helps focus solely on recovery without outside distraction or triggers. For example, patients follow a daily schedule that includes therapy session, group meeting, and social activities. Help them build a healthy routine. Next. Other than that is output rehabilitation. Output rehabilitation refers to the process and activities involved in helping individuals transition from a rehabilitation setting back into their daily lives. It focuses on ensuring the individual can effectively apply the skill and knowledge gained during rehabilitation to their everyday situation. This is because of the regular check-ins or follow-ups during output rehabilitation to assess the individual's progress and address any challenges they may face in their recovery journey. Lastly, is holistic and alternative therapies. Holistic and alternative therapies is a professional who use non-traditional methods to promote healing and well-being, focusing on the whole person rather than just treating specific symptoms or conditions. Holistic and alternative therapies emphasize the interconnectedness of mind, body, spirit, aiming to create balance and harmony in all areas of life. Next. So here is some of the institutions for drug abuse treatment. Pusat Cure and Care CIC, operated by the National Anti-Drug Agency, NADA Malaysia, focusing on rehabilitation and recovery. Next is Tanah Merah Rehabilitation Centre, a government facility specializing in drug rehabilitation. Next. Conclusion. In summary, drug abuse is a complex issue that impacts us all. By understanding its root causes and fostering education and support, we can reduce stigma and empower those affected to seek help. Together, we can create a healthier society and support individuals in leading life free from drugs. That's all from me. Any question?
Me, I have a question.
Wow.
Okay. What are the effects of drug abuse on health?
Drug abuse can harm health in many ways, like physical problems, mental problems, addictions, and relationship issues. That's all.
Thank you.
I have a question. Is the intake of thyroid during sport competition related to drug abuse?
Yes, but if someone take the thyroid in an excessive amount, they can use the thyroid during sport competition, but in a small amount or in a amount that yes, the
Steroid. Steroid.
steroid.
Steroid.
The thyroid.
What will you do if you found out your friend was a drug dealer?
I think I will try to advise them and try to guide them towards positive choices. That's all I think.
What is tolerance in drug use?
Tolerance is when a person needs to use more of drugs to get some effect as they did initially.
Okay, I have last question. As we know, many of type of drugs. So I really want to know one of the type which is heroin. So what is heroin?
Heroin is actually derived from morphine, which is also a drug. The morphine is actually from a substance that found in a plant named poppy plant. Yeah, that's not from me. Any other question?
No.
Okay, that's not from me. Thank you everyone.